Is it? Yeah, it is. Flight planner. Shoot.
All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be. So after being pecked by a radioactive bird, mild-mannered T. Tuthill was compelled to become Kinneas, a Skydude. This is number 234. And I've got NC Planespotting in the Discord, and we're working out a flight plan from Newcastle, UK to Heathrow, and then Heathrow to someplace else, and Belfast, I think, and then Belfast back to Newcastle. So if that sounds interesting to you, the information to get into the Discord and how to add me as a friend. And if you do, then Ben, NC Planespotting, he'll add you to the group and we can do this. If not, sit back and enjoy. That's what we're going to do. So let me get back to the Discord and unmute. Okay, I'm back in the Discord now, and we're about finished setting up our flight plans. Might have a little bit more to do, but I think we're pretty good. You still there, Ben?
Yes, I'm still there.
All right. Welcome to the live stream. This is NC Planespotting.
And the NCL.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Newcastle, I get it now. NCL.
Right, I need to... Was your arrival on my 27 right?
27 right?
27 right, is that correct?
One moment. No, it's actually ILS. Yeah, 27 right is the ILS.
Yeah, that's fine. Is your ILS for 27 right via Bravo November?
Right at the moment, it is direct. But what do you have?
Bravo November.
Bravo November. I don't see that one. I'm going to leave it at direct then.
I'll change mine to direct. Oh yeah, that'll bring us in via yeah, that'll bring us in on IRR10. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right, that works.
I need to put some passengers in. Okay, yeah.
Now I'll put 133 passengers in. Right, close CFP. Alright, what's this doing? Mouse is backing out. Oh, where's my mouse gone? 09, nope, 127 right.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in and see and cross my fingers, because sometimes when you spawn in after building your flight plan in the EFB, it doesn't work, and you have to do it in the MCDU. So, got my fingers crossed. Here we go.
Right, my parking gate, Heathrow's 28 heavy.
I couldn't find the heavy parking, but I think I'm like 2.5. I'm somewhere in there.
Ah, fine. As long as you're somewhere. Right, I'm hitting start flight.
Okay.
Right, as soon as I start my engines, I'm gonna get my stopwatch going.
Also, you might want to change. Okay, it's starting to brighten up. It's pretty dark though, dark and foggy.
Right, I'll sort that out in a minute.
No problem. No hurry. This is fun to I think I put myself in the parking lot.
Oh god. Tell us about it. Oh bloody hell, yeah, that's dark. Quickly change that for you.
Yeah, I think I spawned myself in the parking lot. Oh, this is going to be fun to try to get out.
There you go, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right. Usually that takes a minute to catch up. Whoa.
It's quiet. Right, I'm in the cockpit.
All right, I'll be there in a moment. I'm taking off covers.
Oh, I need to stop my stream on Twitch. What that? Oh no, stop recording.
Yeah, I'm in a parking lot.
I don't think I can stream on Twitch yet. Oh, did you change my account? Why are you on?
I'm not seeing the flight plan come up.
Just turn on all my lights.
Let me go on to the EFB and see if I can load it in that way. Send route to avionics. No, I don't know about you, but I don't have the flight plan.
Me map on the EFB seems to have... I don't know. 1 second.
Yeah, I see it on the EFB. But it's not... that's weird. Yeah, the flight's in the EFB. But not... in the aircraft.
Myself.
Correct. I'm zooming out as far as I can, and I'm not really seeing anything. All right, well, it won't take me but a minute to put it in, so...
I need to tell us how to do this.
You do know how to do this, or do not?
I know how to put it on the EFB, but not sure how to do it.
Okay. All right, the first button, INIT, init.
Yep.
Okay, so now the ICAO for Newcastle is E. G. So type that in, E G N T. Yeah, and then you put the /EGLL, right? GLL. And then you push the button next to from to. Okay.
The flight number is Donna 15 Delta.
Delta 15 Delta.
It's a Donna 15 Delta.
On the cost index, I don't know. I don't know.
Right. Cruising altitude will be 10,000.
Copy that. 10,000.
What temperature be?
It'll auto-populate. Pop in your flight level and it'll pop up, and I show -4 degrees at 10,000.
Mine's gone -9.
Okay. All right. So now we go to flight plan. F plan. On the MCDU.
Got it?
All right. Now at the upper left hand, you have EGNT. Press the button for EGNT.
Yep.
And then choose the top button again for departure.
Yep.
Okay, now we choose the runway we want to depart from. I show 7 and 25.
I go 07, that's what's on the AFB.
Okay, so I'm going 07, and then I'm going to choose none for SIDS, so it just goes direct.
Wait, I think I might be on go 1.
Okay, you can always, the very bottom left, you can always hit erase and try that again. If you want to leave it at girl...
And I'm going to put it on... Yeah, I'll just put on direct.
Okay.
Just purely because that's the normal departure.
And then lower right hand side, you choose insert. Yeah, we're just going to skip that. Okay.
Oh, that's actually quite cool.
All right, now we choose EGLL.
Oh yeah, do the same thing.
Up on the upper right, arrival.
Arrival.
ILS 27 left, right? If you use the up arrow key, it will go down. If you use the down arrow key, it will go up. So...
ILS 27 right. What thing are we on for that?
ILS 27 right.
No procedure.
And no procedure.
Change me. Known.
Yeah, none. And then trans would be none. And then lower right hand, insert.
There we go.
I'm sorry?
It's a there we go.
I guess I'm misunderstanding. Did you get it in there? Is there everything okay?
Yes, everything's okay. I'm just quickly... Oh, God. I've just changed my thing on here as well, and it's messed it up. I'm gonna have to change it back 1 second.
Uh-huh.
I'm fine.
That's not right.
I was just gonna put it directly over the top. No, I'm gonna need to change that. I'd approach... yeah, direct. Change procedure. Right, there we go. I'm going via... Oh, Jesus. I said... Romeo 1. Oh, what's this mouse doing?
I've got a discontinuity.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it direct.
Shh.
Right, okay, I'm done with that.
All right. I don't know that I am. I think something's wrong with mine, but I don't think it's going to be a problem for me to get there.
What's happening? Oh, yep, I need to change that. Wow, right, my mouse is all over the screen. Alright, pattern. 07, yep. Load. So, oh, bloody hell.
Newcastle Ground Kin, Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 with Whiskey Request Taxi for takeoff south departure.
Kin Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 Newcastle Ground Airport is currently IFR. Request denied.
What the hell?
Requested route from avionics and file with ATC. Right, I think I've got it.
Maybe so. One moment.
What's the V1 be? Me speed for it, I'm gonna go
Kin
140.
Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 is cleared to Heathrow Airport as filed expected.
I'm still trying to get clearance.
Maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119er. 875 squawk 1125.
Clear to Heathrow as file runway 07 maintain 11,000 feet departure frequency is 119er. 875 squawk 1125 Kin Lima Sierra Uniform 7110.
Kin Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121. 7 tree when ready to taxi. Good day.
I'm gonna have to restart.
Oh god.
No, go. You just stay right there. You go ahead and fly if you want. Go ahead and take off if you want to.
Right, me things I haven't done my screens yet.
I'll put myself on. What runway are you taking off from again? 7?
007.
Okay, I'm just gonna spawn right there on the darn runway. I'll just get it set up.
I still need to get my engine started. Oh wow, I can actually move around in this. Can I get past here? I need to get rid of the FB off my screen. Oh, that's been...
While that's loading in, it's 20 minutes after the hour. And that means for all of you who smoke, it is time for a quick little smoke break. So I'm going to... Well, that is spawning back in. Go ahead and take care of that.
Newcastle Tower, Kin, Lima Sierra Uniform 7110.
Where's my
Ready
parking
for
brake
ease
on
departure
this?
at runway 0.
All right, I'm on runway 7.
If you need to tell us when parking brake is... Oh, that I found it. Off. My engine's still booting up.
Okay.
Reverse thrust on.
On your screen, it shows daytime. Maybe we broke group somehow. And I can change, see if I can change my own time. I think we broke group somehow. But that's not a big deal. Okay. Yeah, we're out of group. Would you mind, can you pause and re-invite, or should I just invite you? Okay.
This mouse has been really buggy.
So you are flying with a controller, huh?
Yeah,
Or are you...
with the controller.
Wow. To me, that would be very difficult, I think.
Yeah, this plane hasn't been fixed at all.
Great, great, great. I should be able to see you now. Let me pop out. Oh, I've got everybody backed up. There you are. I've got 2 jets waiting on me to take off. I'm just going to taxi over to you. Oh,
Take off.
okay. All right then.
Because my steering doesn't work.
All right. I will take off too. Yes.
That's V1. Wheels up. Oh, just shorter than V1. And autopilot on. Oh, shine on, I've forgotten to stop the stopwatch. Uh-oh, that'd be me not getting paid. Start. There we go.
What was that noise?
I'm climbing.
Climb. Well, the engines sound horrible.
I think this is like the first time I've ever flown this plane properly without it crashing.
Huh. Oh, this is horrible. I don't know what noise I'm hearing, but it sounds like a buzzing. I'm going to turn off like cockpit sounds or something. I got to isolate it as to what it might be. 'Cause that is a goofy noise. Maybe it's the engines. Mostly. I don't see that there's a oh, there it goes. My autopilot wasn't kicking in, and maybe I just was. It's a.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this plane because my autopilot hasn't worked.
Mine finally kicked on. I'm not sure what it was, but I got the throttle quadrant into auto throttle, and now yeah, I've hit yeah, it's working now. I think, yeah. Or maybe not. Oh, I don't think it set it up in the MCDU again. Son of a gun. It's all right.
I may have to fly this plane myself all the way down to Heathrow.
What is Heathrow again? EGGL?
EGLL.
EGLL. Wow, the direct to button doesn't really work either. This plane is kind of messed up. I'm typing in EGLL and trying to make it force it to go to Heathrow and set up a direct. Destination EFOB below minimum. What the hell that means?
Sims are really getting on my nerves. And it's turned off my autopilot again. I'm gonna have to sit in this cockpit and watch this, aren't I? It turns off as soon as I go in the outside view. Whoa. What the? Apparently my plane crashed. When it's sitting at 17,000 feet.
There's something.
I seem to be back on flight plan now.
I can't say I'm doing a great flight plan at the moment, but I am now at least at 11,000 feet and heading to EGLL.
I'm at 22,000 feet.
I haven't checked messages to see if they wanted me to go up. All right, now I'm going to try to set up an arrival again.
Right, I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, alrighty.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Not a problem at all.
I'll try and be back on tomorrow.
Okay. Have a great night.
You too, and I'll speak to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was abrupt, but life, you know. You never know. Got to roll with the changes. So we'll continue on. So I'm assuming that was an engine noise. Now it sounds really quiet. but it's weird. It's a weird kind of sound. I'm not used to it at all. Sounds like stuff's grinding. Well, that sounds better. A350 Enjoyer says hello. Great, thank you so much. Now I can go right to your channel and subscribe and select all. So now I'll get all notifications from A350 Enjoyer, and I can look at your page. All right. The Phoenix Airbus A320 smooth landing. The Horizon A321 great landing to LTAC. Special flight for Turk's anniversary. Turkish Airlines. Nice. Oh, you got real videos. Istanbul winter. How cool. All right. Well, happy to be subscribed to you. And we're continuing on without our flight buddy. If you would like to, well, we're about 37 minutes into it. I'm just going to end it at Heathrow. So this shouldn't take us very long. I didn't realize they had their wind turbines in the water. That's cool. I'll try to remember to turn on Bushtalk Radio next time, so if we pass any cool landmarks, it'll usually give us a audio tour. Let's see here. We need the EFB. And I need to go down here to apps and turn on the Bushtalk client. Cool. And now I should appear in Bushtalk Radio. Which I do. And we don't have any, unfortunately, we don't have anything in our path, but I can deviate to, either way, what we're passing right here is North York Moors National Park.
The North York Moors is an upland area in northeastern Yorkshire, England. It contains one of the largest expanses of heather moorland in the United Kingdom. The area was designated as a national park in 1952 through the National Parks and Access to the Countryside Act 1949. Covering an area of 554 square miles, the national park has a population of 23,380. It is administered by the North York Moors National Park Authority, whose head office is based in Helmsley. The North York Moors National Park encompasses three main types of landscape, whose differences are clearly visible, and the coastal belt. There are predominantly green areas of pasture land, the purple and brown heather moorland, and woodland. The three kinds of scenery are the result of differences in the underlying geology, and each supports different wildlife communities. About 10,000 years ago, the cold climate of the Ice Age ameliorated and temperatures rose above growing point of 5.5 degrees centigrade. Plant life was gradually re-established and animals and humans also returned. Around 8000 BC, Britain was still part of the European landmass, and communities of Middle Stone Age people migrated to England and began to inhabit the North York Moors. Relics of this early hunting, gathering and fishing community have been found as a widespread scattering of flint tools and the barbed flint flakes used in arrows and spears. By 5000 BC, as global sea levels rose and the North Sea came into existence, Britain was cut off from mainland Europe. During this time, the population increased and agriculture was adopted. These early farmers were the first to destroy the forest cover of the moors. Their settlements were concentrated in the fertile parts of the limestone belt, and these areas have been continuously farmed ever since.
Far out. So we are passing Kirkby Moorside and Beadlam, Hockley, Wombleton. All right, so coming up, just off to our starboard side will be this. Warham Percy is a deserted medieval village. I don't think we're going to be able to see it, but we'll be looking in the general direction.
Warham Percy is a deserted medieval village and former civil parish near Malton, North Yorkshire, on the western edge of the chalk walls of North Yorkshire, England. It is about 1 mile south of Warhamley Street and is signposted from the Beverley to Malton Road. Warham Percy was part of the East Riding of Yorkshire until the 1974 boundary changes. In 1931 the parish had a population of 40. The earthworks of the village have been known for many years, and outlines of house platforms were drawn onto the first Ordnance Survey 6-inch maps of Yorkshire published in 1854. The site was researched each summer by combined teams of archaeologists, historians and even botanists, from about 1950 to 1990, after it was singled out for study in 1948 by Professor Maurice Beresford of the University of Leeds.
This isn't on Bushtalk. Somebody hasn't created an entry for Howard Castle. That looks nice. It just went graphically funny on us, though. Oh, that's cool. Who wouldn't want to live in one of those? Oh, I love it. Doesn't it amaze you that after all these thousands of years that it still doesn't all look like New York City? That the whole, I mean, surprisingly, you know, when you travel around the world flying around and stuff, I thought the world would be made way more Borgified by now. And it's not, you know, the big cities are the big cities, but it's more of this than anything else as you travel around. And that's cool, because certain people have tried to scare people by saying, oh my God, in the next 80 years, there'll be no green spaces left. We'll have covered the world in asphalt. And now I say, you've never flown, have you? You've never been in a simulator. You've never been in a Microsoft Flight Simulator to say something like that. If you did, you would know better. So below us, also not in the Bushtalk, is the Battle of Stamford Ridge and Full Sutton. Let's check Bushtalk again and see exactly where we're at. Oh, maybe it was in there. Yeah, it is. Let me pause.
In 1066, where an 18th century bridge crosses the River Derwent, a battle for the future of England was fought between Anglo-Saxon King Harold Godwinson and Norwegian King Harald Hardrada. King Hardrada was a fearsome warrior king, the last of the Vikings and commander in the Varangian Guard. Hardrada had invaded at the invitation of the traitorous Tostig, brother of King Godwinson, to claim the English throne. Initially successful in his land campaign, it was here across the prehistoric Stamford Bridge that King Godwinson's army ambushed the Norwegian force. Before the battle, a chronicler described how a lone horseman approached Hardrada and Tostig. The rider offered Tostig an earldom to turn against Hardrada. When Tostig asked what Hardrada would receive, the rider replied, quote, 7 feet of English ground, as he is taller than other men. End quote.
Oops.
The horseman rode back to the English lines, and Hardrada asked who the rider was. Tostig replied, King Godwinson himself. The battle was a decisive defeat for the Norwegian army, despite their impressive fighting. One Viking axeman held the bridge on his own, killing 40 English soldiers, and was only killed when a boatman floated under the bridge and thrust a spear through it into the Viking giant.
Wow.
Hardrada was killed by an arrow to the neck, and Tostig cut down by Saxon swords. So many died in an area so small that the field was said to have been still whitened with bleached bones 50 years after the battle. But all this was to be in vain. King Godwinson would lose his crown and his life to the Norman army of Duke William the Conqueror 3 weeks after this battle.
History, history, history. The Battle of Stamford Bridge. That was a trip at the Vikings. They went underneath the bridge and they speared him. Crafty. Okay. Moving on. What's next? Before we move on, actually, let's talk. All right. So if we follow this river, we're just going to be coming south still. This will be our next audio. There's an airport right there. Pocklington. Okay, so we'll be flying over the Air Museum. I think I see it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so right over here to about 2 o'clock. The Yorkshire Air Museum, Elvington Airfield. Here is the Bushtalk for it.
The Yorkshire Air Museum and Allied Air Forces Memorial is an aviation museum in Elvington, York, on the site of the former RAF Elvington Airfield, a Second World War RAF bomber command station. The museum was founded, and first opened to the public, in the mid-1980s. The museum is one of the largest independent air museums in Britain.
Cool.
Also the only Allied Air Forces memorial in Europe. The museum is an accredited museum under Arts Council accreditation scheme. It is a member of Friends of the Few, the Royal Aeronautical Society, the Museums Association and the Association of Independent Museums. The museum is a registered charity dedicated to the history of aviation and was also set up as a memorial to all Allied Air Forces personnel, particularly those who served in the Royal Air Force during the Second World War.
Melrose Farm. are we? Okay, so right next to it, St. Helens Church. I think we've flown by this before.
St. Helens Church is the parish church in Weldrake, a village in the rural southeastern part of the city of York, in England. The oldest part
There.
of the church is the tower, which dates from the 14th century, but was rebuilt in the 15th century, with larger stones. It is built of limestone, in 2 stages, and has small diagonal buttresses. The door and windows have pointed arches, and there is a vestry on the north side. By the late 18th century, the church was ruinous, and the nave was demolished and rebuilt in brick in 1779. It has round arched windows, and an apse, and is described by Nicholas Pevsner as handsome, rectangular well-lit. The church's font dates from the 13th century, while most of the other fittings date from an 1874 refurbishment, which gave the interior a Gothic appearance. The pulpit and altar furnishings were carved in 1910 by Robert Thompson. In the 1970s, Victorian stained glass windows were replaced with clear glass.
All right. We're going to be passing that river here. Humber.
The Humber is a large tidal estuary on the east coast of northern England. It is formed at Trent Falls, Faxfleet, by the confluence of the tidal rivers Ouse and Trent.
Ouse.
Near to the North Sea, it forms part of the boundary between the East Riding of Yorkshire on the north bank and North Lincolnshire on the south bank. Although the Humber is an estuary from the point at which it is formed, many maps show it as the River Humber. Below Trent Falls, the Humber passes the junction with the Market Weighton Canal on the north shore, the confluence of the River Ankholm on the south shore, between North Ferriby and South Ferriby and under the Humber Bridge, between Barton upon Humber on the south bank and Kingston upon Hull the north bank, then meets the North Sea between Cleethorpes on the Lincolnshire side and the long and thin headland of Spurn Head to the north. Ports on the Humber include the Port of Hull, the Port of Grimsby and the Port of Immingham. There are lesser ports at New Holland and North Killingholm Haven. The estuary is navigable for the largest of deep-sea vessels. Inland connections for smaller craft are extensive but handle only a quarter of the goods traffic handled in the Thames.
Okay. So that's neat. And coming up along the Humber, following the Humber down here, just off to 11 o'clock, we have a bridge, Kedby Bridge.
Keadby Bridge,
Keadby?
more formerly known as the King George
Right there.
Bridge, crosses the River Trent near Althorpe and Keadby in Lincolnshire, England. The Scherzo rolling lift bridge carries both road and rail traffic across the River Trent. It was built between 1912 and 1916 by the Great Central Railway to replace a previous swing bridge built by the South Yorkshire Railway and opened in 1864. Its 50-metre electrically powered bascule was one of the first of its type in Britain and, when built, was the largest in Europe.
Now, let me pause again, because over to our 11 o'clock is the Royal Air Force Sandtoft.
Royal Air Force Sandtoft, or more simply RAF Sandtoft, is a former Royal Air Force station in North Lincolnshire between Doncaster, South Yorkshire, and Scunthorpe, North Lincolnshire, England. RAF Sandtoft opened in February 1944 as a satellite airfield to RAF Lindholm, which was 3 miles to the west. No. 1 Group RAF Bomber Command based a number of aircraft here from the No. 1667 Heavy Conversion Unit RAF, including Handley Page Halifaxes from RAF Foldingworth and Avro Lancasters. In November 1944 the airfield transferred to No. 7 Group RAF Bomber Command. The RAF station closed on the 10th of November 1945. Post-Second World War. After the Second World War, The airfield was placed on care and maintenance and remained inactive until allocated to the United States Air Force on the 1st of April 1953. The station was never occupied by the USAF and returned to Air Ministry control on the 8th of September 1955 for disposal. Today many of the original buildings still exist. However, much of the old RAF station has been converted to commercial use and a section of perimeter track is maintained and used by a flying club. The Trolleybus Museum at Sandtoft also uses part of the site.
Check that out. Now, that could be something modern, but when you're dealing with the UK, you never know if what you're saying could actually be the remnants of old Roman or old other stuff. So my imagination goes nuts when I look at something like that and I think about the way that the Romans would lay out an actual brigade. And it was always very organized and it was always the same, so that if you went from one Roman outpost to another, you know, where this office is, where the food is, where this is, where that is, the setup and the layout remained the same across all of their outposts. And so seeing everything so crisscross, perfectly straight lines, perfect horizontal lines, perfect vertical lines, almost my imagination says, wow, that's old Roman stuff or something. Who knows? Probably not anything like that. It's probably just a farmer who's very organized. Looking back to Bushtalk real quick, where we're at. We are here near Epworth. We just finished looking at the RAF here. All right. So this is going to be a long shot off our port side to, how the heck do you pronounce that one? She'll tell us. Tabaldstow Bridge. Yeah, I doubt we're going to be able to see that from here.
Hibblestone Bridge is an iron arch bridge that spans the River Ancombe, near the villages of Hibblestone, in North Lincolnshire, and North Kelsey, in the West Lindsey district of Lincolnshire.
I'll be damned.
Plaque mounted
Darned.
at the centre of the bridge reads, erected by J.T.B. Porter and Company 1889 Lincoln. The bridge is a British listed building, and was Grade 2 listed on the 6th of January 1987. Its historic England ID is 166,019. The last part of the single-track road leading to the bridge from North Kelsey, known as Starm Road, is not asphalted and can be dangerous during adverse weather conditions as it runs on top of the embankment. It is, in places, badly potholed. On maps, the riverside stretch of road is either not marked or shown as being of minimal quality. The bridge was used as the site to burn a Ford Transit van involved in the burglary of an ATM in the second half of 2019. The bridge is now unusable as there are 3 large holes burnt into it.
Okay, so in the simulator, when we look back over there, we were able to make out the airfield over there. Okay, so the next thing is going to be down the road here near Gainsborough. The West Burton a Bowers station? I can't read it with that marker's right in the way. Beyond that, coming up, we have Cottam Power Stations, the RAF Scampton, and then Lincoln Cathedral coming up. Lincoln Castle and Newport Arch. Okay, so let's get back to the simulator and move on a little bit towards that stuff. Let me reset my position. There's Skempton. I'll say there's usually a sweet spot right near the engine where actually it's kind of quiet. Maybe not on this one. Oh. Former RAF Faldingsworth. The power stations we heard about. Okay, so let me scoot away from the aircraft a little bit. Deaden the noise. Pause for a moment and come back over here and play that. Which one was it?
The West Burton Power Stations are a pair of power stations on the River Trent near Gainsborough, Lincolnshire, England. West Burton A is a coal-fired power station, which was commissioned in 1966, and West Burton B is a combined cycle gas turbine power station, commissioned in 2013. The site is the farthest north of what was a series of power stations in the Trent Valley, being 3.5 miles downstream of the now closed Cotton Power Stations. As of September 2022, it is one of only 3 coal-fired power stations left in the UK and will need to close before 2024, with generation on 2 units currently planned to cease on the 30th of September 2022. Due to the volatile energy market associated with the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, the United Kingdom government agreed with plant owner EDF Energy that the remaining 2 generating units would be available for use for 6 months beyond the 30th of September 2022 closure date, in order to provide supplies over the winter period.
Okay. Next. So, relative to our position, it is, yeah, as we were looking over there, so we're flying south. That's where it is at. So, turning that off and looking there, so that's where we're at. We're pointing this way. All right. Continuing on south. The next one's going to be another power station. There it is right there. About 3 o'clock on the screen.
Cotton Power Station is a decommissioned coal-fired power station. The site extends over 620 acres of mainly arable land and is situated at the eastern edge of Nottinghamshire on the west bank of the River Trent,
Nottingham,
near Retford. The larger coal-fired station was decommissioned by EDF Energy in 2019 in line with the UK's goal to meet its zero coal power generation by 2025.
Silly.
The smaller station is Cotton Development Centre, a combined cycle gas turbine plant commissioned in 1999, with a generating capacity of 440 megawatts. The site is one of a number of power stations located along the Trent Valley. The station closed as planned on the 30th of September 2019.
Historically, in the past, the structures also remind me of the old coal generating facilities. So you had to take timber and you had to put them into these giant mounds that are basically like kilns, and you need to convert that wood into coal, basically charcoal. And I look at those towers and I'm like, I imagine just stuff full of coal. When I hear coal power plant, I'm thinking, well, I wonder if they were ever in the past coal making. So all the people, that clean out the forests and they bring their wood to it. So anyway, they generate the charcoal on site and then use what they need to power it. I don't know, with all the clean coal technology since the 1900s, when I hear that, it's such a shame, because in the world of espionage and warfare and this and that and the other, there is such a thing as people have suckered us into going with these climate agendas, and they're like, trust the science. But those scientists aren't electroplasma, they're not even electroplasma or plasma physicists, let alone plasma astrophysicists and plasma cosmologists and plasma cosmogonists. To them, the Earth is we're in our own little bubble and we're disconnected from the universe, and that's the way they wanted us to believe the universe was growing up. But that is not the case anymore. And in 2025, there's a completely different school, which is kicking the pants on established science. Kicking them right in the pants, kicking them in the teeth, kicking them all over. Because from history how those in charge will suppress ideas as long as they can so that they stay the smart dog on top. It's never changed. And it takes a long time for people to be able to kick the snot, kick the pants, kick the teeth of those people who've controlled the science books and science in general. We're the smart ones, but let me look at the map and find out where we're at. I'm not paying attention to that. Nothing for a minute or two. We did pass some other ones, but I'd better speed this up a little bit. I've got things to do. Beyond to this, those sciences are now, they're like, well, to meet the scientific theory, criteria, the scientific method, it has to, be scalable. It has to be able to be, you have to be able to do it in the lab, and the results have to, it should be scalable. And it's got to meet a bunch of criteria. Well, all the people that have taught us what the universe is and how things work, they can't prove any of it in the laboratory. They're not able to. We need billions and billions more dollars to do it. But yet the plasma physicists are out there saying, hey, look, everything that we're creating in the lab looks just like what's out there. Isn't that funny? Well, we're not going to listen to you. What do you mean? There's no electricity in space. Yeah, but all of our results, can you prove that? Well, that's the best working theory. But we're able to reproduce the same phenomena that you're seeing out there in here. What you're describing, you can't even in math it works, sure. What you're describing, you can't produce in the laboratory, but we can produce what you're seeing out there in space in the laboratory. And it's scalable. And all of those people, their teeth and their butts are hurting right now because it's starting to change real quick. Going back to the Green New Deals and stuff. So my point is that another group of science will might tell you that we can't control anything. Our local electroplasma environment controls everything. There's not a thing we can do. We can, yeah, sure, we can clean up the air. We can do this. We can do that. We can do all kinds of things. But if the powers above decide that they don't care about what we're doing, we could be wiped out in 2 seconds. We could go 100% green tomorrow. We could all go back to, I don't know, kind of like the Stone Age. I don't know what the hell they want. But whatever, our best efforts to go perfectly green. And something out there, energy could be moving around that we don't understand. And move through our system, and all of a sudden, we're in a catastrophe. That's part of the cycle too. Catastrophe. So, it's nice to say, well, we're going to go green, but there's a lot of people that have it out for you and have it out for us, and they will take any advantage they can. And one of them is making us destroy our energy infrastructure options before much greater options are available, and putting you in horrible situations. And now we're going into, across the world, everybody's talking about war footings. Oh, now all your power plants are shut down because of a Green New Deal that they chumped you into. The hubris to think that we can really do much of anything. Excuse me, as I cough up a lung. Oh, but that does kill me. It kills me to think that these people out there will tell you we can control it. No. How do you control cosmic electric current flowing through the solar system?
Apethorpe Palace in the parish of Apethorpe, Northamptonshire, England, is a Grade I listed country house dating back to the 15th century and was a favourite royal residence for James I. The main house is built around 3 courtyards lying on an east-west axis and is approximately 80,000 square feet in area. It is acknowledged as the finest example of a Jacobean stately home and one of Britain's 10 best palaces. The building's successive alterations are attributed to 3 major architects: John Thorpe for the Jacobean royal extension, Roger Morris for the Neo-Palladian modifications, and Sir Reginald Blomfield for the formal gardens and the Neo-Jacobean embellishments. The Lebanese cedar planted in 1614 is a scheduled monument considered to be the oldest surviving one in England.
Lebanese cedar. Why would they have gone all the way there? Not that people weren't moving goods and services across the world. But the first thing that comes to my mind could blow your mind, maybe. Okay, all the way back to Gilgamesh, and before Gilgamesh, the stories are of the giants in the Lebanese cedar forest, and that the cedar was unique to that area. By the way, the cedar forest in Lebanon was the area of Baalbek, the temple of Baalbek, or the structure of Baalbek, whatever you want to call it. And that's that place with the 3 giant, what do they call them, trilithons? 1,700 tons each, all stacked up. And another one that was partially quarried, was supposed to be the biggest one of all, I think. So Gilgamesh ended up going to that cedar forest too, on his quest to discover if he really was part Anunnaki. And he was mad because the Anunnaki got to be, or was supposed to live a long time. Maybe immortal, but compared to the lifespan of a human, they were able to have super long lives. So he wanted that, and that's what it's pretty much all about, is him running up to that facility, because that's an old Anunnaki facility. The Romans went 500 miles or more? Maybe a lot further than that, but the Romans went all the way there just to build structure on it. So they went way out of their way to make sure that they occupied that site. My lighter has just gone out on me. Let me check the chat room. Sorry, I have been neglect. And when I get on a rant about something. Okay, nobody said anything in the chat room. Hey, if you need a follower, I'm more than happy to follow you, whether you have content or not, whether it's Flight Simulator or not. It could be anything. Kittens, cats, video game, whatever. I'm more than happy to follow you. So if I'm not following you, please go into the chat room and say hi. Don't be scared. Just type in hi. It will put 3 dots next to your name, and I, as the administrator or whatever, I can click those and go to channel. You might even be able to do it with other people in the chat room. I don't know if you can do it or not. Nobody's ever answered my question. Can you go to other people's channels by selecting the 3 dots next to their name? Anyway, I can do that. I can click 3 dots next to your name and go to channel and immediately hit subscribe. Instant gratification. So you need a follower, say hi. All right, let me check out where we're at and what is closest. I think we're getting close to London. There's 2 point of interest coming up in like the next 30 seconds on our left and right, both at like 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So let me turn on Bush. Give you Bush. Okay. So we're there flying this way in between these 2 points. Let's start with this one here. Tempsford Memorial.
The Tempsford Memorial is a war memorial in the village of Tempsford in Bedfordshire. The village was the home of RAF Tempsford. The memorial commemorates the women who served as secret agents in occupied Europe during the Second World War.
Secret agents.
Aircrew who transported them, and the personnel from Allied secret services who were killed in the war. The memorial bears the names of 75 known women agents, of whom 29 were arrested, 16 were executed, 3 died of illnesses while imprisoned, and 1 committed suicide using a cyanide L pill before being kept.
Damn. Okay, and then I swing around to 1 o'clock, and we should have something else. Could be that. Let me find out. Yep, it's the Barford Castle.
Great Barford Castle, later known as Creekers Manor, was a castle located in the village of Great Barford, in the county of Bedfordshire, England. Great Barford Castle was a motte and bailey castle, made of timber, and surrounded by a moat. It was so named due to its location, just north of the parish of Great Barford. It is located 1 mile south of Wrenhold Castle, leading to it sometimes being referred to as the Second Wrenhold. The castle is also located near 2 other castles, Bedford Castle, which is 5 miles away, and Gannock Castle, which is 6 miles east of it.
Well, I'm not seeing it right off the bat. And I'm not looking east either, so let me look east. Nah, but that was neat. Okay. Let me unpause and take a look up ahead. So we have one in about a minute in a town called Letchworth. So let me get back into the sim and move us on. The world is in an interesting place. And I'm way more concerned about endgame stuff. So as weird as everything is right now in play, it's very tough for me to give a dang, and that's callous, but it's tough to give a dang to Western civilization peoples fighting amongst each others, when to me the end game is trying to push back unwanted domination and give them enough time, maybe another couple of 100 years, to truly reform. So there's a whole bunch of people south of where we're, of us, keeping, if straight ahead, if you keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. But they've made their way all the way up here again. And they have been trying to encroach since history began. And it's been a constant push back and forth across the Mediterranean, all the way back down to ancient Babylon and going into India. And there's been this constant from Persia. So there's been this constant push from all the way there, all the way to up here, all the way there, all the way up here. And Western civilization, now as we go towards Greece and Rome and Macedon and, those ancient sites, they had to do a lot of heavy lifting for the rest of us, doing some heavy pushing to keep them, happy in their own territory. Because they just want to keep moving in, and then they don't want to play nice. And another part of their MO, modus operandi, or however you pronounce it, is they like to play meek and timid as they encroach. That's part of the strategy. You stay meek and you stay timid and you make happy with everybody until you reach sufficient numbers, and then you go jihadi on everybody and kill everybody. And that hasn't changed. At this point in time in 2025, now you've got a large group that runs down there saying, "Oh, we've changed, man. We've changed, and we're gonna start dealing with the folks that don't want to join the 25th century and that they don't want to play nice with everybody." And it's a small world after all, and there's enough land for them to just be happy and go sit down over there for a couple more 100 years and truly, 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 truly reform. But to me, so again, going back to all these conflicts right now, and everybody's fighting and getting mad, and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing this, and we're all taking our eye off the only thing that we should be worried about. So I'm glad everybody's bolstering their militaries, but I don't think you should be using it for what you're using it for. You even got the guy in Russia going, you guys are retarded. I don't need your resources. I don't need your land. I don't need anything from you. You're hysterical. All these people in Northern Europe, in their pushes north, I don't know how much conflict. Well, I guess going all the way over to Dracula, there's always been conflict. The push, I guess. Either way, it's happening again, and that's all. It would be lovely, honestly, swear. This would be so ideal. It'd be so sweet. Sadly, we are seeing people in conflict that are dying up in the Ukraine and going into Russia. But it'd be great if it was all just a ruse to secure that part of the world and help them secure that part of the world for Endgame. So make like we're all mad with each other so that people can start deploying massive armaments in this shield wall that needs to happen all the way. And that shield wall is probably going to end up having to do some heavy pushing if things go south. Okay, let's get back into the aircraft. That's enough talking about that. Because we should be here.
Golders Green Crematorium and Mausoleum.
Crematorium. That's what I'm headed for.
In London, and one of the oldest crematoria in Britain. The land for the crematorium was purchased in 1900, costing £6,000, and the crematorium was opened in 1902 by Sir Henry Thompson. Golders Green Crematorium, as it is usually called, is in Hoop Lane, off Finchley Road, Golders Green, London NW11, 10 minutes walk from Golders Green Underground Station. It is directly opposite the Golders Green Jewish Cemetery. The crematorium is secular, accepts all faiths and non-believers. Clients may arrange their own type of service or remembrance event and choose whatever music they wish. The crematorium gardens are listed.
I need her to stop. I'm getting
The Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fountain is in London dedicated to Diana.
I wasn't trying to get my landing on.
Car crash in 1997. It was designed to express Diana's spirit and love of children. The fountain is located in the southwest corner of Hyde Park, just south of the Serpentine Lake and east of the Serpentine Gallery. Its cornerstone was the Battersea Railway Bridge.
Oh my lord, this place is just loaded with stuff.
Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 radar contact 1 mile south of Echo Golf Lima, Whiskey 10,800 feet, QNH 1007. Roger Kin, Lima Sierra Uniform 7110.
The All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club.
You mean it's farther from me? Harrods. So there's just, this place is just loaded then with airports too.
Heathrow Tower Kin, Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 is 8 miles southeast, 11,000 feet, with India to land. Kin, Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 Heathrow Tower. QNH 1007 fly straight in runway 27L. Fly straight in runway 27 Elkin, Lima, Sierra Uniform 7110.
27 left. Oh, I wish my buddy wouldn't have left me. Runway 27 left. No. I don't know where these are at. That didn't work. Oh, don't freeze.
The Copper Horse is a statue marking one end of the Long Walk at Snow Hill in Windsor Great Park in the English county of Berkshire. According to contemporary newspapers, His Majesty, King George IV, in January 1821, ordered a full-length statue in bronze of George III to be erected on the top of Snow Hill, Windsor Park, with his hand pointing towards his favourite residence, Windsor Castle. It was sculpted by Sir Richard Westmacott and erected in October 1831. The northern end of the Long Walk is at the George IV Gateway at Windsor Castle. The Copper Horse is a statue of George III on horseback, and is said to represent George as an emperor in the Roman tradition riding without stirrups, along the lines of the equestrian statue of Marcus Aurelius. A comparison has also been made to the equestrian statue of Peter the Great in St. Petersburg. The statue was commissioned by George's son, George IV. The base bears the ironic inscription in Latin, Georgio Tertio, Patri Optimo, Georgius Rex, which translates as, to George III, the best of fathers, King George. Like so many father-son relationships in the Hanoverian family, however, George III and George IV were known to have despised one another.
E-U-E-D. How do you clear that? Okay. Nope. No, I can't take it. Okay, so try to cut it big. Where are we at? 11,000. Speed 100. Oh, 300. Oh, we shouldn't be that high. Okay, we're in auto throttle. But we should be under 250. Go. It's first time flying this aircraft, so I don't know if I've got everything correct. That should be on. That's probably it right there. Master caution. Auto flight, auto throttle limited, throttle level climb. No. I want to go down. I don't want to go down, Senor. Okay, it's going down. If you're telling me you're going down, I appreciate it. I don't know what the beeping is for.
Ariana Afghan Airlines Flight 701 was the flight involved in a fatal air accident on the 5th of January 1969, when a Boeing 727 with 62 people on board crashed into a house on its approach to London Gatwick Airport in heavy fog. Due to pilot error, the flaps were not extended to maintain fog.
Oh, I don't like foreshadowing at all.
At 01:05 on a Sunday morning, on which the Gatwick area was affected by patches of dense freezing fog, Boeing 727 registration number YAFA descended below its correct glide slope as it approached the airport from the east. As it passed over the hamlet of Fern Hill on the Surrey-Sussex border, it hit trees and roofs, began to roll and crashed into a field south of Fern Hill Lane, 1.5 miles short of the runway. It collided with a large detached house, demolished it and caught fire. 48 passengers and crew died, and 2 adult occupants of the house were killed when it was destroyed by the impact. A baby in the house survived with minor injuries. The captain, first officer, flight engineer and 11 passengers also survived.
That's really not what we want to hear coming in for a landing. Let's try to pull up the chart, shall we? Charts. These are all parking. I was hoping more for the arrivals. Okay, 3B, 27 left, 27 right. We're setting 269. ILS DME 1095. Okay, so 27 left. Checking the radio. 1095. 1095. All right, so that's good. And I don't know if that's the side profile. Like, what altitude do you need to be at? Flight level 150. 150. 2,500. Let's try 2.5. Nope. All right, there's 2.5. Still going down. Yeah, I hope you have a much better evening. Man, oh man. So sorry to read all that. Let me grab my mug. Cheers. At least you're safe. At least everybody is safe. Man, oh man. Okay, so I've been struggling with this thing. I don't know why the flight plans don't work. And then you go to send them to avionics and they don't work. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong in this particular MCDU. It's unfamiliar to me, but it's similar enough. But having problems in there and having discontinuations in there and it not building flight plans properly, or I'm doing something wrong. I'm not entirely sure. But it seems like we are on course. At least it seems for the moment. And hopefully I'll get us down here in a moment. I can just probably skip over now, possibly. Direct to Tiger. And do we have to hit direct to again, or is there no execute? Right. Direct to Tiger. Good. Okay, so it's cutting it in half. One moment. I need about 15 and then I can get to... Okay. All right, so turning around, where are we at? What's going on? What are we doing wrong? It's too slow. Yeah. We need 250. All right, let's turn off auto throttle and see if she'll do manual. Should go up. Just climbing. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Put it in the climb. Let's climb. 200. 240 be fine. Now if I can get it to hold it. Nope. Nope. Doesn't want to do it that way. Have to hold it manually. Okay, let's see if we can get back on course. How do we turn this off? No. Come on. Auto throttle off. Yeah, well, I wanted it off. Auto flight, autopilot off. Autopilot back on. Make sure we're going direct Tiger again. .000 feet. We need to get down faster. Okay, so let's do a vertical speed. 1,500. Whatever. Go. $1,003, 2005. Let's go more. There's no passengers, I think. Need a 4,000 feet per minute. I might be going too fast. Yep. Too much. Speed brake. Come on. Come on, down. You not pull down? There you go. No, come on. Keep coming. What we got? All right, let's put the auto throttle back on. Put it back in the auto throttle and see if we can lower our flaps. Too slow? Too fast? Too fast. See if auto throttle kicks in and takes care of it. Come on, auto throttle. Come on, come on, come on. Yikes. Auto throttle limited. Yeah, speed brake. Excuse me. $2,500 500 feet. I see. Okay. So at IL 10, we're making a turn. What now?
Lima Sierra Uniform 7110 wind 131 at Niner. Cleared to land runway 27L.
It wants it to climb. So it seems.
Lima Sierra Uniform 7110. Hear my last transmission.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Trying to get this thing on track. Damn it. Up. What is wrong with you?
Lima Sierra Uniform 7110. Did you hear my last transmission?
No, sir. I'm looking at Biggin Hill.
Cleared to land runway 27L Kin. Lima Sierra Uniform 7110. Heathrow Airport information, India 2300 Zulu. Wind 130 at Niner. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 17. Dew point, Fife. QNH 100700.
Okay, good. That's proper. So it should make that turn, I hope, onto the localizer. And I don't know if that's the diamond now. That just shows where we're at. I don't know about the... I don't see the localizer diamond yet. But if she's going to turn... She's going to turn... any moment. King's College Hospital, London Heliports. I need to turn off Bush Talker. She's going to start hitting us with everything again. Now that we're flying back in. Oh, come on. Tell me you took. We're not there yet. Working. too much. It's too much too. Whoa. Yeah. That seems high. 9. Maybe approach does have it. It's going awful damn fast. This will slow down. Oh. Come on. Oh no, the auto throttle's not kicking in. We're coming in too fast. Yeesh.
Good day.
Landing gears down. Coming in fast though. What is that? Damn you. Damn you, stop rocking. Stop rocking. Oh my gosh. Doing the Stevie Wonder.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Come on, stop. Down. That was scary. I don't think the it didn't. The spoiler the button was changed, so I didn't press the right thing. Well, I got us here safe and sound. So what started out as a multiplayer flight ended up being a solo flight, but hey, I don't mind. Everything worked out just fine. Do. Well, I don't know if it wanted us to stop there or not, honestly. My nose was steering. That was tough. Well, I gotta take off anyway, so I'm gonna do a bad thing and just cut over and call it a day. And we're getting some lag anyway. All right. So thank you for tuning in, and don't know about this evening or not yet. I got to play it by ear. But that was a lot of fun, and I'm sorry to hear about all that stuff with Henning, and we'll see what happens later. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Can't thank you enough.